P Blavatsky was clearly a very powerful and charismatic figure. She certainly had a great deal of personal presence, and she was not, from many accounts, the easiest person to get on with, and I've come to the conclusion this was deliberate because she didn't like hangers-on and sycophants, her main concern was that people were committed to the Theosophical teachings of the masters. And I've got an extract here of the story from a booklet, and it's entitled The Personality of P Blavatsky, and it's published in 1930, and it's written by C. Jinnarajadasa. Now, Jinnarajadasa was the president of the Adyar-based Theosophical Society from 1945 to 1953. Anyway, this is an account here, this short extract. There is one story told me by G.R.S. Mead. G.R.S. Mead was P Blavatsky's private secretary, which I want to put on record. It was at Avenue Road, in London, and on one particular lecture night, HPB sat in her chair on the platform smoking a cigarette, surreptitiously behind her fan. The lecturer, it seems, was tedious, and at some especially inane remark of his, she ejaculated in a tragic whisper, "My God." How often have I, and for that matter all of you, wanted similarly to ejaculate, "My God," during many a theosophical lecture? In this connection, a noteworthy fact is that HPB often tested those who professed faith in her. Naturally enough, hundreds were attracted to her, and anyone who had any occult leaning was fascinated by her. But while she refused none who professed devotion to her, she tested them nevertheless, and her methods of testing were drastic. When C.W. Leadbeater went out to India with her in 1884, a typical incident in this regard was her asking him to fetch her tea and toast on deck at a time when to procure them was to upset the chief steward's department. After much difficulty, Mr. Leadbeater brought them, not to be thanked by her, but only to be soundly rated in front of the other passengers for the delay, and that the tea was not as hot as it should be. Those who became utterly devoted to her had to undergo a great deal of humiliation sometimes, in order to prove to her that it was truly the service of the masters which they intended, and not merely to be in the circle of HPB to pick up fragments of occult knowledge. Yes, I think many of her followers did get quite a hard time from her.